recommend the safest location for any driveway or any roadway that's going to be entering our road. Okay, so first of all, we got to look, and we'll look at different things. I mean, we're not saying no, you're not going to be able to get it, no, but then you have to look at the safety angle on it. I mean, when you get a vehicle here, do they have enough sight distance to make the judgment of entering your vehicle? Speed limit here, I believe, is 45 miles per hour.
But it goes from 70 right there to 45. Where those?
There's a 45 mile per hour.
It's a 45. We cannot control how.
Well, I mean, there's a sign up there that says 70, and there's another sign back here that says 70.
I see a 55 there.
Right, but it goes.
And I saw a 45 mile per hour.
This is easy to resolve. You just drive down the road and make a note.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
We'll look at it. Also, if you do have a 70 mile per hour sign, we need to see if it's actually supposed to be 70.
Maybe it
because
should be less.
it could have been less, and then it got hit. Somebody replaced it and put a 70. So I'll look at that.
Well, you know, they redid this road a couple of years ago, so they may have put some different signs.
I think it's 45 here.
Yeah.
The curve is.
The curve is 45. I thought there was a 45 mile per hour near the other curve coming this way. I didn't see any 70, but I'll drive it again.
Never has been a 70 here. It's always been 45.
Okay,
I know
so
Maybe back down Botman or something.
Yeah.
we'll look at that distance,
Yeah.
side distance for a 45 miles per hour. You're looking at around 500 feet in each direction. That distance is just giving the person here that's entering the roadway, if they can see around that far out, to make that decision to enter the roadway. Because if they have that sight distance, then they have enough time to enter, to make the decision to enter. And if that vehicle is further out than that, then when they enter, they won't get rear-ended or a collision will occur. So that's what we'll look at. Also, it is in a do not pass area, as you can see, but we'll look at that also. The only other thing that we could say that the county does want to place it and everything else, we have to look at other safety factors. Maybe you might need to put up additional signs, the county, since it's going to be the county, maybe additional signs of saying that there's an intersection here. You may want to put up lighting just in case it's too dark and that might be another safety thing that the county may need to look at also. Okay, so we'll look at it. I mean,
you're gonna look at this and make some recommendations.
We can
one way or other.
We will not, and that's what I'm trying to say. We do not deny access. We just try to find the safest spot. So, say that the county owns that much over there. Say that y'all own all the way to where it's a little straightaway, and that's a safer location. Then we'll recommend that location because that's a whole lot safer than this location. Okay, just like any other property that anybody else owns, if they own a big section, we're just looking at the whole entire area and we look at it and evaluate, okay, what's the safest point? Okay, if it's wherever the property owner says, I want it here, well, we look at it, it's safe, then we'll allow it. But if it isn't, then we're going to have to tell you to move it over here because of safety reasons. Okay. It's always about safety.
Okay, but the county only owns, you see those posts lined up?
Yeah.
They line up on the post. They only own 40 feet to the north of that.
Okay.
The strip 40 feet to the north of that running due west.
Okay. And
This is my property.
She owns the adjacent property.
Okay.
I own this and that.
On both sides.
Okay. That driveway had always been there?
Yep.
Okay.
No, she just put it in.
I did not just put it in. It's always been in there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lord have mercy. Who are you to say? I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. So
We've been living here for 13 years.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
This is our home before it burned down. We just rebuilt this. This house burned down.
Okay.
You'll see in here there's a lot of surveys and a lot of notations.
Okay, so
I can go over it with you.
Okay. Where's that post?
This is where it comes in the post.
Here's the post right here.
Right here.
Okay. How old is this picture? Because I do not see is that the driveway that you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look at
Well,
that.
this all burned down.
Yeah,
so-
but your driveway that you're saying that was existing.
We made it bigger this way so people can make a swing.
Well, then there's where we run into another thing. You cannot make anything bigger, even if you have an existing. Say that you own that one right there and you have permission. You cannot make it bigger. You have to go back to us. We have to reissue a new driveway permit for the reason that it's changing the whole thing. The question I have now is that you have this driveway, you have that driveway. and then you want to put another one. So there's three driveways all close together. Well, not considered a driveway, but
Right,
street.
right.
So you have several of them.
Well, this will actually be a county road.
Yeah, but he's saying,
This will actually
should
be
we move,
a
you're trying to say
county
if we
road.
move the county
Yeah.
road
And it
over
will
there,
run,
we
it
still
will run
have
Run this
over
way.
this parking lot.
Okay,
It'll
I'm-
have to run right over that parking lot.
Okay.
And then you could see that when Aubrey bought this house 13 years ago, the grass was here.
Okay.
And the person that Aubrey bought it from, it was like this when he bought it.
Okay.
So it's been like this for a long time.
Okay.
A
So
long
the
time.
county road will line up right here.
Yeah, 40 feet north of those posts.
Post over there, comes out here.
If you line
So
up,
then this whole entire thing will be your county road. Is
right.
that what it is? That's what you're proposing?
40,
Okay.
Just 40 feet of it.
The commissioners, I don't think the commissioner is proposing that. These gentlemen are proposing that.
Okay.
Let's make that clear.
Okay. How much of that is going to be county road?
40 feet.
40 feet.
40 feet from basically.
If you stand over here and line yourself up,
40 feet this way would be county road.
40
Okay,
feet
well,
north of those
that's what I'm
poles.
saying,
Yeah.
because If you're going to place your county road over here, you're saying that it's only 40 feet, then the rest of it has to come out.
Right.
Okay. So that's all right. So let me take
but
the
our
pictures.
existing driveway is our driveway.
Well,
It's- it can't come out.
Well, there's where it's going to run into a problem
Mhm.
because you're trying to put a county road and a driveway at the same location,
Right.
saying that it's one. There's a maximum width for a driveway and the county road. After that, then we need to look at that also. So
Mhm.
I'll write that down, that y'all are going to try to, I guess, combine. Is that what you're saying? That it's going to be a county road and a driveway?
No, I'm not
saying
combining
that.
my driveway with the county road.
Okay, so
No.
then what are you saying?
Well,
This is
We're
her.
not-
This is her drive. We have nothing to do with this. She put this there. Obviously, she had a permit from somewhere in the years past, and that's there. If we were to put the county road in,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know. We'd have.
That's
That's
where
a
we're running.
question.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
where we're running.
Excuse me.
County.
Jacob.
Yes, sir.
The driveway is sitting on top of the county road.
Well, that's where.
No.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I can take pictures. We can take measurements if I remember to bring my tape measure. Okay.
I can-
So.
I've got a lot of that in this booklet for you.
Okay. So how wide were you proposing your
Well, it'd be
your road?
it's a 40-foot drive. It probably the 40-foot. It'd be a 40-foot. No, the road would probably be no more than 20.
Yeah,
The road would be more than 20.
It's a
The easement's 40-foot easement with a
40-foot easement
20-foot road,
with a
Which-
20-foot road.
which would be probably a 24-foot culvert with slopes to in for in.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to do your SCTs and everything.
Right. With this.
So, okay. And you still want to continue with this driveway here?
It's my
Correct.
driveway, yes. My
Well-
driveway onto my property, yes.
Well, yeah, okay. I need to check our records to see if it was in there, and I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying I need to find out exactly what was the width on it first, find exactly what was permitted for this. Also, since you widened it, I see that no SETs were placed on the widening.
I don't know what you're
modify
talking about.
SETs are the safety end
Which
treatments.
is what like there.
Just like how you have kind of like a slope
Mhm.
down.
There
We understand that you may have something existing,
Mhm.
but when you widen it, it's kind of like everything else that the county and
well-
state happens. Is say that the state and the county has sidewalks. Well, nowadays, if we touch the sidewalk, we have to make them ADA compliance to make it
Right.
safer for the public and everybody else. Same thing happens on driveways. If you decide to widen it, that's why we ask for y'all to come back, because once you widen it, you're touching it, and it needs to have the safety end treatments to protect not only the motorist but also you, for the reason that if we come back saying that you do have a permit for it, and we come back and we notice that it got widened, which means that it got adjusted, those SCTs weren't put in, and if a collision occurs, then it falls onto you, the owner, for adjusting. So that's why I want to make sure we have everything, and we
I
want
was
to
just
protect
trying
you.
to make it safer.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. You're trying to make it safer. Well, the SCTs are ramped this
What is
way.
the SET?
SCT is it's a safety end treatment.
Safety end slopes.
Yeah, it's like this.
Safety end.
It's like this,
Mhm.
and your culvert, your pipe is right there, and your
Uh-huh.
driveway's right here, and it's sloped this way. So when a vehicle comes and they hit it, they go up, and they don't have, like, when you put a pipe and it's like that, if they go into the ditch, they're going to hit a blunt end.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying.
There's a big problem right there because somebody hit that culvert pipe over there. It missed the curve,
yeah.
hit the culvert pipe, and tore their transmission out of the truck.
Yeah, you see, and that's what I'm saying. The older ones, they're kind of like grandfathered in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to see what's happening. But we'll look at everything. We'll look at your driveway. We'll look up the history of this one. We'll look at the location where the county road's going to go in, and we'll look at
proposed county road.
Yes, proposed. Sorry, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Proposed driveway location, and we'll look at all that, and we'll see what we can, what between the county and yourself.
So when is your report going to come out?
I'm not too sure because I have other locations. I'll try to bring up everything.
But you do a written report, correct?
We can give you a letter if that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Yes. We will come up. We'll give you the calculations. We'll give you some information on the thing. Like I was telling the commissioner, we are not saying that we are denying it. We're just trying to find the safest location.
You're just making a recommendation.
Yeah, that's all we're going to look at. We're going to look at the safest location for this together, okay? So that's all we're going to be looking at, and we're going to be measuring site distance and everything else that we can gather.
Do you have a business card?
I do not have one on me.
What is your name again?
My name is Jacob Longoria. I can be reached at 361-661-7061.
Okay.
Let me take some pictures. I'll take some measurements, and I'll probably have to revisit it, come with somebody else to assist me so we can do the site distance measurements. So right now, like if it is 45 miles per hour, then site distance should be, and I don't have it on, yeah, let's see.
Couldn't we adjust the speed limit down to say 30 or 35 on this curve to make it safer?
Speed limits will need to be taken up with the traffic operations, and then that's done with a study, which means when you're doing a speed study, it has to be away from the curve. So you're going to be doing it more on the straightaways, and it's based off of what motorists are driving. Okay. So it may raise the speed limit, it may lower the speed limit, depending up to...
Right there in front of Stripes, there on 77, the speed limit changes to 70. I'll try to get them to lower it and move it further, and they said we had no history of anything happening there, so we'd have
and they look at everything. They'll look at collision history, they'll look at the... And speed limits are based off of what the motorists are driving. So if you want, I will put the request to our traffic operation, and they will come out here, do the study, and it may say that the speed limit needs to be raised, or it may say that it may need to be lowered. So depending up to what that is, I really don't know.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
During the commissioners' court meeting yesterday, one of the commissioners recommended a possible compromise, okay, where they would trade her this 40 feet, okay, this 40-foot strip right here. They would trade her, and saying she owns all this property over here, in exchange for a 40-foot strip that angles back to this corner.
And so, in essence, they want to use my driveway right here. They want to use my driveway on my property over there to cut across my property. I mean, this is what they want to do. This is what his suggestion was, cut across my property.
Okay.
Thereby rendering all of this that I own not usable.
That's between you.
Right. Right. I have other solutions, but my lawyer will be sending information to the court so they can make their decisions.
Yeah, and that's all we're here. We're here for both of y'all. We'll look at it. We'll see what we can do. I mean, if it's possible, but you're still saying that you want your driveway at this location, correct? Because this is where you have it.
Yes, this is my driveway, right.
And that's all I'm asking. Okay, so I'll look at that. I'll take some pictures. Then hopefully we can come out here again and try to take some measurements. Like I said, we still need the site distance. But
all of my information is on that report on the front page.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would really appreciate you keeping me informed.
Oh,
Absolutely,
yes,
right here. That's me, Sally.
Okay, Sally.
Okay.
We will look at everything.
Okay.
So, is there any other questions you may have, ma'am, or anything else that you are?
Nope. No.
Mr. Cantu?
Anybody
No,
got any
I
other
think
questions?
I'll wait for you. And if you want to come, if you come back out here, you'll want to let me know you're back out here, and
Okay.
in case I have to answer any questions, stuff like that.
And I'd like to be there too.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
because if you're going to come back out, we would all like to be.
Okay.
present.
Would you be able to contact
Yes.
everyone?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay, no problem. Right now, what I'm just going to do is take pictures. I'm going to take a picture that way. I'm going to take a picture that way. I'm going to take a picture of this. We're going to look up your driveway history because we have to do that. And then I'll come back out here with somebody else and we're going to take some measurements. Like I said, site distance. It's all about site distance also. And then we'll just tell you, well, this is what we believe or what we may recommend, but I'm not too sure. It's kind of like a recommendation. It's still kind of like I said, it's if you own property, the only thing we're recommending or we're suggesting is saying this is the safest spot for the county road or whatever the situation. So that's basically what we're doing. And we will come back, and if it is the county road, like I was saying, Mr. Cantu will probably recommend signing illumination or something else just to help improve the safety of the intersection. So
One thing I'd like to say, if they open this, it ain't gonna be a thoroughfare. There might be 10 people going across this.